Okay, so I'm just gonna make a little note in my journal.
What are you journaling about today, Beth?
Well, I have all sorts of things in my journal about thoughts that I have, some kind of ideas I might do. That one's about gratitude. I try to just jot down.
Just write down little things.
Different things. So,
well, are you going to be doing the one where we talked about last time we were talking about self-esteem, and we talked about things we could do to improve self-esteem?
I can't wait to do that.
I know you can't. And so let's get started.
Yeah. Yeah, I love, this is an exercise that we're kind of joking, but I think it is a great exercise for anyone out there who just wants to develop some more awareness and, make you feel better, honestly.
Yeah. So we've said before, as human beings, our brains operate on autopilot, right? Because that's easiest. It takes the least effort. It lets us feel comfortable, stay within comfort zones. We don't have to challenge ourselves very much, and that feels good, even if our patterns are not so good, right? As people, we kind of tend to fall into some unhelpful patterns of thinking, of behavior, and it takes some effort to break out of those things. Yeah. So this is one thing you can do if you are ready to start making that effort, to take the time to improve how you feel about yourself. And this is a pretty easy excerpt. Well, it's not easy sometimes for some people because it makes you think about things that you don't normally kind of think about. So it's focused on kind of digging into the things you think and feel about yourself.
Yeah.
So the exercise is called I am. And what you do, it's really easy. Just write down the words I am. Okay. And then underneath that, just think of everything you can think of that describes what you think about yourself.
Okay.
So it could be really good things. It could be things you don't like about yourself.
Yeah.
Try to get them all on there, and neutral things too. Like, I am just whatever, a daughter, a mother, a professor, whatever those things are.
Okay.
Could be factual statements. It could be judgments that you make about yourself, and so on.
Great.
So Beth, I'll just give you a moment.
Give me a minute
to
and what I am going to do is I'm going to sort of do a conglomeration of clients that I've had, because honestly, I have done a little bit of this work in the last few years that maybe it's going to skew this exercise. But I think thinking back to my college self and a group of folks that I've had in therapy, I'm just going to make a conglomeration. So I am tired. I hear a lot of people talk about, I'm tired. I am overwhelmed. I am fat. I am... It's interesting, the I am statement. I am a woman.
Yeah. I think, and I see that with clients who have a hard time with this exercise, is they go for factual statements.
Sure.
I'm a mother, a daughter, a daughter, a student, things that are easy and don't, carry a lot of that judgment with it. But then when I push them to kind of go a little bit deeper, it's harder for them. Either they just start saying like, I don't know
what I am.
I don't know what
Yeah, it's interesting. Even as I was just like doing this mock exercise, it's sort of this is how I feel today.
Oh, okay.
Right. So like I am tired. I'm overwhelmed. I am stressed. Right. So it's almost this double-edged. I am this right now versus this is who I am. And you're really asking for both, right?
Yeah, I think that probably if you're working on self-esteem, you might gear it more toward like who I am fundamentally. Like not just today.
Yeah.
But like if I'm a tired person in general, then I can say I am not very energetic.
Or if you're a person who says a lot, I'm tired, I'm overwhelmed, then maybe, that language that you use over and over, then I think it does become who you are, right? And so I think it's important to even think about, okay, these are the things I say a lot that describe my state right now. But then
they've become part of my identity.
Right. I think you're also pushing for these are the other things about who I am. All right. So step one is to write down I am, and these are some things about me.
Yes.
And so what do I do now?
Well, then you would go through and you'd put, like, for each statement, you would kind of think about how it makes you feel. Right?
Oh, okay.
Yourself. So put a plus by the ones that make you feel good, proud of yourself, accomplished, happy.
Okay.
And then by the other, it might be neutral or it might be negative. Like if it makes you feel bad about yourself, then put a negative. And then kind of tally up, notice how many minuses do I have? How many pluses? How many neutrals?
Yeah.
What is this picture that's kind of like being painted?
Yeah.
And a lot of times for clients or for people who are not feeling great about themselves or having some depression or anxiety, things like that, then it's more common to have a lot of the negatives coming out in that list. And that's kind of eye-opening too. It's like,
definitely.
Why do I have all of these negative self-identity pieces, right? Like, so that's something good to think about and talk about. Where did those things come from, right? Like who told you that about yourself, or why are those the things that you notice about yourself most frequently?
Yeah, so you're kind of saying step 3 is almost, okay, where did this come from?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so and one thing that I just kind of doodled on my paper is not just a plus or a minus, but a happy, sad or a neutral face.
Yeah.
And I do this a lot with my kid clients, especially. Mm-hmm. But I love this too, because it actually gives you a depiction of probably how you feel with your face. Yeah. But and so then realizing each one of these, where does it continue to come from? Mm-hmm. Where did it come from, and how does it perpetuate?
Right.
Right. Okay. So just developing awareness there.
Yeah.
And then how does this make me feel better?
Well, then you can do something with this information.
Okay.
Right. If you don't have enough smiley faces or pluses on your list, that's where you need to focus, right?
Great.
To say, I need more good things.
Yes. Okay.
And for some people, that is really hard, right? Mm-hmm. It's really difficult sometimes to notice those things about yourself. So what I tell people, if you can't think of things, go to a good friend, right?
That's great.
And have them complete this list for you. Because probably your best friend or your mom or somebody who really loves you, they're not going to just like go for the negative unless you have like a toxic parent who is very critical. Yeah.
And if that's true, then maybe seeing a counselor.
Yeah, then maybe you have some other issues to work through.
Yeah.
But go to somebody who is generally a positive person in your life and ask them, what do you see? What are the good things you see about me? I'm trying to work on this. And more often than not, they will come up with some really good things. But the key is you have to be willing to believe them.
Yeah.
And not just say, oh, you're just saying that to make me feel good. Yeah. You have to really allow yourself to examine what they're saying and say, okay, how is this true about me? Like, what's the evidence of this in my life? Is this the kind of person I'm trying to be? And other people can see that. That's awesome. Then you focus on those kinds of messages to yourself.
And maybe there's one message in particular, or maybe there's one or two. If it feels really overwhelming for you to go to a friend and be like, hey, what do you think about me? Maybe it's you start with one thing and say, I've been really struggling with my body lately, or I've been really struggling with my grades and stress. Can you talk to me a little bit about, ways that I might be able to overcome that, or ways that you see me in that particular vein?
Yeah, like what are my good strengths in this area?
Yeah.
Because focusing on your strengths is always going to be more productive than trying to fix all of your weaknesses, right? Yep. So if you're a person that sees all your weaknesses, that's just overwhelming and discouraging, right? But if you have a strength that you can really intentionally focus on and find ways to live that out in your life, then you can, that will make you feel better and good about yourself if that's your area that you're really giving a lot of effort.
Yeah, I love that as, I had kind of written that down. I love that as maybe a final step to this exercise is find one strength mean, we have lots of them. So if you can write a whole list of strengths, but then pick one and say, okay, what can I do today that can enhance that strength?
Yeah, enhance it to show it that I'm living it out in my life, that other people can see this strength in me, and that I don't have to just only think about the ways that I feel weak.
Yeah. And I think, I see this a lot, that I shouldn't say it that way, that people not utilizing their strengths it makes them feel worse.
Yeah.
Right? Nothing kind of feels worse than like, gosh, I have all these strengths and I'm not doing anything with them. You know, that really, I think, really gets to people and their self-esteem. So focus on a strength, figure out how today you can kind of share that with the world, with people around you.
Share it with the world.
Shine your light today. Yeah. I love this exercise. I would encourage everyone, honestly, even me just kind of practicing here. It wasn't even my personal stuff. I really can see this being very valuable to how I feel about myself. And even if you are making fun of me, it's fine.
No, I just wanted to say you're welcome.
Yes.
So
thank you.
I made you feel better about yourself today.
I love that. Hopefully all of you go ahead and do this exercise and feel good.
Feel good today.
All right. Check out our other videos.
Yes. Other videos, Instagram. This is part of a series on self-esteem. We've got body image, lots of other topics. So check those out.
Great.